given the importance of the Millie Dowler story and the seriousness of that, which has already been alluded to, was there not a question, did you ask a question about how you managed to get that information?
Well, as I've said, I mean, look, the most important thing I think in the Millie Dowler, in the case of Millie Dowler, is that we get to the truth of these allegations as quickly as possible. And I think that those who were culpable of that, if that turns out to be true, should face not just opprobrium, but also the correct justice through the legal system. So I'm very mindful that I have to be careful on what I say because of what I know in the criminal investigations. But the fact is, and I can only keep saying this, is that the suggestion that Millie Dowler's voicemails was intercepted by someone working for the News of the World or someone on the News of the World was unknown to me. It's abhorrent to me, and that's all I can tell you.
I accept that, and I will press a little bit further in, Mrs. Brooks. It's just trying to understand the fact that there is a specific reference in the story. So I'm just surprised that, if you like, perhaps more questions weren't asked at the time. And I fully accept that you find it abhorrent.
But just accept that perhaps 9 years ago, when the story was run, I'm told now that the story you're referring to was a single column on page 9 of the newspaper of that edition. I am sure questions were asked about where that information came from. They will have been asked of the reporter, or they will have been asked of the news editor. The night editor would have checked them, the lawyer would have checked them, and there would have been a process around every story, whether it's a single column or the front page. There would have been some sort of process around where that information came from. And I can tell you now that it would not have been the case that someone said, oh yes, that came from an illegal voicemail interception. It seems now that it's inconceivable that people didn't know this was the case, but at the time it wasn't a practice that was condoned or sanctioned at the News of the World under my editorship. And that's what I can tell you.